Welcome back to Timberborn and my Diorama challenge. We just got an engine up and running the last episode, which is running currently our plank making economy. Though actually, we've filled up a lot of our plank storage and we don't have that much left to do with these planks at the moment. And of course, the next time I build something elaborate, we'll need them. But there is something else that you can do with planks, which is... Oh, wait, no. You don't need planks for paper. You need planks for... gears. You just need straight up logs for paper. But our log production down here isn't too bad. In fact, I can put a few more maple trees down. So I'm gonna do that. But, but one thing that you can do with logs, with wood, is make paper out of it. And since we've got way more capacity right here, we've got a demand for 100 horsepower from these two lumber mills, but we're providing 400. And what does a paper mill cost? Let's see. Paper mills cost 80 horsepower, so they don't even need that much. So let's build a paper mill, and next to our paper mill, let's also build an explosives factory, which turns paper into dynamite. So the explosives factory is... Oh, interesting. So I could actually stick the explosives factory right here. So one problem you have to solve with a lot of these... things is how are you going to connect them up to power? But it looks like there's actually room to just slide that in right there if we want to. And we can stick the explosive factory right next to the lumber mill, which means it'll share power with lumber mill. If you put two powered things next to each other, they share power with each other. And so you don't need to run an extra thing, sort of power shaft to the factory. So that is one option. We could stick it there. And actually this, if we stick it right here, we can just connect it right up. And I kind of like that. So let's do it. But that thing's useless unless we're also making paper. So let's get some paper. And let's just... Okay, I can't put it here, but I can get pretty close. Let's just put everything just right next to each other. I was not planning to do this, but I kind of like it. So, yeah. So basically, the power that's coming from this engine down this shaft, underneath this staircase, and down to these two lumber mills is now just going to be shared with all of these. And then I think we'll still even have some power left over. Engines are powerful enough. I think we're still going to have some power left over after we do that. So we'll get the beavers working on those. In the meantime, another thing that I've been talking about doing is trying to, again, raise their quality of life by enhancing some of these things. So in a future episode, we're going to worry about aquatic foods. That would help them a lot. I think rooftop terraces, that's an easy one. That's a low-hanging fruit we can just go and try to get. By the way, one of the reasons why I'm going after explosives specifically is because I want to be able to customize the terrain. Right here, we've got these little areas that do not have enough room in them for a water wheel. And I would like them to have room for a water wheel. Right now, they're so high up that they actually end up dry during the drought, which we're going to fix that. Let's pour some water back on there. Oh, wow, that just ate it up. There's not enough water up in here. So one thing this does is not only does it briefly run the water wheels and fill this area up, but because this area is filled up now because of the water I released from here, now this upper shelf is watered again. Whereas it wasn't watered before. And that's going to be important when we start doing aquatic stuff, because I'm going to want to be able to grow crops up here consistently. But if I don't have this cistern dumping water out into the riverbed, this stuff will dry up every single drought and it will kill any crops I put up there. So we're going to want to make sure that the crops we put up here are fairly resilient, and that we keep remembering to release water from the cistern during the drought to sort of take the edge off the ending of the drought. Okay, so we're still working on this stuff. This is going to take metal, which we are processing slowly because I've got my refinery hooked up to the water wheels, which makes sense because I didn't have an engine. I couldn't build an engine until I had metal, and so I had to make 20 metal with this thing connected to the water wheels before I could even build this engine. But now we have this engine, and I'm thinking I should probably build another metal refinery up here by the engine, driven by the engine. So let's do that. Where's where's a good place for it? So it's 4 long. So what I'm thinking is... Oh, wait, don't... No, stop. Don't build them that fast. Hold on. Wait. I'm not... Well, no, that's fine. No, this is still okay. Let me just... I'm trying to think... Which side is the door on? If I were to build a new smelter, sorry, so not a refinery. Okay, the door's on that side. So I put it here. It is hooked up to the power that's going underneath that little path there. So it's hooked up to power if it's right there. And then I just need to get a staircase up to the door, which is not that hard. We just put that right there. Though, actually, you know what? I'd rather have a platform that's directly in front of the door so that I can branch off it later on if I want to. So that means that we've got space to do that because we can build this like this and that like that. Okay, so now we're going to have... We've been making metal so incredibly slowly that I think this is actually... Who knows? I might actually finish this refinery before I finish this, and this refinery might make metal to make the explosives factory. Okay, yeah, so it looks like the riverbed's dried up again, so let's drop this by another full tile. Okay, so I have to do this twice, and I only can do it kind of 2.5 times. So really, all of the water we're building up here in this cistern ends up getting used. And I'm wondering, like, is there, like, a way that I can have another cistern behind it that's, like, up another step? I think, unfortunately, in order to do that, I think I would need to actually use up some of this horizontal space. And it would end up just not really storing that much more. So actually, if I wanted to make this cistern more valuable, more productive, I might actually have to eat into this space right here, just basically have fewer berries. Not a crazy idea. Yeah, I've decided that's not a crazy idea. So, especially now that somebody, again, I'm sorry that I forgot who it was, but somebody in my YouTube comments actually told me that I can replace berries later on with a forester if I need to, which is something I didn't know before. I don't feel nearly as paranoid about getting rid of these berries in order to make a wider cistern. Okay, yeah, so check it out. We've already got our refinery up and running. We've got Nabingi working in it. And now it's going to be making metal so that we can actually finish up the explosives factory. So while that's going on, we are going to also, at the same time, be expanding our cistern, and we're going to try to make some rooftop terraces for our beavers' lovely, little, cute, adorable social lives. So let's build a levee like this. Like that. And then once this levee is built, hopefully without trapping any beavers inside, because they're idiots, then we'll be able to knock down this part of the levee and have a wider area and store more water, which means that each dose of water that we drop into the riverbed will be more valuable. There'll be more water in it. All right, so now let's try to figure out our rooftop terrace situation. So campfires and rooftop terraces are like opposites of each other, kind of. Because campfires have to be built on solid ground. And by the way, because few enough beavers are getting to go to these, I feel like we might even need to add another one. Let's put 2 more, why not? We're just eating up ground here, but it's fine. So they have to be built on ground. They cannot, if I try to build one on top of a roof, not allowed. So rooftop terraces are the opposite. They cannot be built on the ground. You can't build them on the ground. You have to build them upstairs. And so the question is where upstairs you want to build it. Now you can just build a little platform anywhere you want to. Like I could build a platform out here and put a rooftop terrace over the water or something if I wanted to. But I'm planning on using some of these areas for water wheels and aquatic stuff, so I won't do that. Instead... Oh, by the way, are we starting to run low on water? Do we need another water pump? Are we filling up the water each day? I hope that we are. Okay, it looks like we're hovering near the top. You're making me nervous, water. Oh, have we put anywhere to store explosives? I don't think we have. All right, so that's a problem we need to solve too. So, okay. What we're trying to do is build a rooftop terrace. And to build a rooftop terrace, so we could build one just like right here. The thing that I'm sad about is because I've already placed this bakery here, I can't put 2 rooftop terraces back to back because the bakery would be in the way. And I think 2 rooftop terraces back to back here would look really cool. And now I'm mad at myself for having put that bakery there. But is there something I can do about that? No. I mean, yes, I could just rip up everything, but I don't want to. One of the things I like when I'm working on a game like this, or playing, I'm not working on it, I'm playing a game like this, I really, really like working with what I've done in the past. I don't like wiping out a whole area and redoing it. I prefer to try to adapt, like make small changes, but overall leave things the way they are, just because that's how real cities grow. You know, it's like you end up just sort of saddled with whatever the previous city designers did. And you have to solve things in interesting ways because you're dealing with what already exists. So I kind of like to play that way. So let's put the one rooftop terrace here that we definitely can put here. And so basically what I was thinking we could do is just put these there, and then a tall one here, and then build a rooftop terrace there. So that kind of works, right? And it also put any beavers who come here are going to be also in reach of the statue, which is cool. And now I am a little bit sad. I'm kind of wasting this space right here. I'll worry about that later, though. So I can't put another one right next to it because it would have no place for its entrance. But there might be another place. Let's see. Where else could I put a rooftop terrace? Oh. Is that possible? Let me see. Yeah. This is going to be so stupid. I'm totally putting one right there. So... And the reason I'm doing 2 is because 2 campfires weren't enough, so clearly 2 rooftop terraces will also not be enough. So I need at least 2. So this map, this is so convoluted now. Wait, what is this beaver's problem? It's injured. Do we not have enough room for... Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, our population, we're up to 59. We're up to 59 beavers. This is a lot of beavers. We are pausing the breeding. 59 beavers is a lot of beavers. They're starting to fill up the houses. Actually, I mean, basically, okay, we need to back out to just replacement levels. So I had 3 going before. I think that was actually shrinking my population. So I might... Yeah. I don't know if I want 3 or 4 active. Because my population's higher now. That means they're going to be dying more often. But I've got some wiggle room here. So let's go down to 3 breeding buds. Let's have our breeding rate. And see if that gives somebody... Oh, the water's back. Let's start filling up the cistern again. Okay, so... Oh, we have exhausted our logs. Levees eat a ton of logs. So let's actually... Let's deprioritize this levee expansion. We're fine. Our levee is fine right now. We don't need this. So let's drop it in importance. Okay, so look. Oh, check it out. You see, this little levee thing that we built here, it did its job. When I filled up the cistern and started pouring water out, it did flood a couple of these workplaces briefly, but none of the water ended up in the fields. So this thing that we did last episode actually worked. We just proved it. So there we go. Okay, the tank just showed up. Good to see you, the tank. Yeah, so the tank says, is this still the 2 water source map? And then he confirmed for himself that yes, it is. Oh, by the way, actually, some folks said some things right at the end of the last episode that I said I was going to respond to, and I forgot to. So Malator asks if I've been watching Picard Season 3. He says that he skipped Seasons 1 and 2, and that he's just started with 3 and he's really enjoying it. So, yeah, so Season 3 is definitely an uptick from 2. So Season 1 was interesting, and I liked it at the beginning. I liked the first few episodes. I felt like the way that they wrapped up and resolved some of the stuff that was going on felt cheap, and it didn't work for me. So like season 1 was really interesting and cool up to the ending, and then I didn't love the ending. Then season 2 was absolute garbage. I hated everything about, not everything. Here and there was a clever bit, but by and large I hated series 2. It was just so many weird contrived, like, oh, this is what happens in a TV series, but it's dumb, but we're not good enough at our jobs to notice that. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm being really insulting. I'm just really, I normally am not that insulting, actually. I apologize. If anyone who worked on Picard Season 2 watches this video, which I don't think they're going to, if they did, I would want to apologize. I was being unnecessarily rude about their episodes, but I really did not like them. And so, but Season 3 is definitely a step up from Season 2. You know, it's not my favorite space show, but they're doing a lot better than they had to, considering the level of the previous season. So, yeah, so good on them. And, oh, hey, look, my explosives factory, it's up and running. We have got explosives now someplace. We have two explosives. I've just made a storage place for more explosives so we can have more of them. Because right now, I think all we can store is just whatever happens to fit into the explosives factory, which is not enough. This weirdly useless space right here, which I want to do something with eventually, but anyway, yeah. So season 3 definitely a big step up from season 2, and I think they did a good job of finding ways to work all of the, like, you know, a lot of your favorite characters back into the story, who've all kind of gone in different places, and they did a good job of basically like coming up with a future for each of those characters, a different kind of old person for them to be in a different situation, and then finding reasons to sort of pull them all back in together to go on one last adventure. So the nostalgia is fun. So yeah, so that's kind of cool. And at the end of the last episode, by the way, I was also talking about the fact that, you know, just like I am usually doing something else while I'm playing Timberborn, other folks in my chat are also doing other things while watching me, which is totally cool. And the Coalition is actually editing videos while doing this. So I did just officially get access to Adobe Premiere through work. So I might be able to do a better job of editing things. I actually just grabbed Premiere Rush at first just because I want to try. I've really been in the market for a quick and easy to use, not full-featured editing suite, because I don't need to go all the way back to, like, you know, when I was making, when I was editing videos as a film student. I don't feel like I need to be doing that kind of thing. Usually when I need to edit something, it's just very, very simple cuts. And so I wanted to try Rush first. But if Rush isn't enough, I could also, through work, get access to full-on Adobe Premiere Pro. And so I'm thinking about, like, oh, you know, is there anything, aside from just the usual garbage edits that I do, is there any kind of, like, edited video that I might actually want to make at some point? I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Oh, hey, Fallstar, thanks for joining me. And you just subscribed, which I approve of. Thank you very much. Let's see here. Okay, I don't think I've fallen too far behind in the chat now. So now we've built all of this stuff. We've got our explosives piling up. How many do we got 12 now? How many do we need? It looks like we need 14, so we're almost there. Though I can actually, I think, delete that. That's not necessary. I don't know if there's a way for beavers to get down there and pick it up. So that was part of my original dam, which I'm not really using anymore. So now I've just made it so it doesn't work. But that's fine. I've got these floodgates here operating as my dam now instead. So they're just down there as like legacy garbage. They're not actually necessary. So let's okay, we're at 15 now. We're at 15. Okay, so now we've got enough. So let's unlock dynamite. I love how I can make dynamite, but I still need to unlock the science of using the dynamite. So now here's a question. I've got no idea if the beavers can reach down there. Oh wait, no. They can definitely reach the ones that they can lean over the edge for, but I don't know. Have I provided them with a staircase to get them down to that level? If not, I might need to provide one temporarily. Like, actually, I should have kept that dam. That would have been actually the perfect place to do it. So let's see. Let's see if they leave some of them undone. If they do leave some of them undone, then I'm going to have to put a dam. Sorry, put a staircase down. Yeah, it looks like they are only grabbing the ones that they can reach from the edge. And nobody's going down all the way underneath. So, yeah, okay, I am actually going to have to replace that dam and put a staircase down. And I'm going to get rid of it again as soon as they've actually set all these explosives. And then once I've blown that up, then I'm going to put on 2 more water wheels. And we're going to have just this giant, silly assembly of water wheels. Okay, and it looks like, actually, I had forgotten. It looks like you cannot... Can you really not build? It looks... The reason I must have done this is because you apparently cannot build directly on top of this axle. And so I had to go 2 over. If that's the case... Let's have a look. Okay, we've almost got them all. Okay, if that's the case, then I'm going to have to build some elaborate BS around here in order to make the water wheels work. But step 1, detonate. And detonate. All right, and then let's get rid of this. Okay, so now we've got deep channels. And so we're going to pause. Actually, let's pause in the night. Let's wait till nighttime. Oh, meanwhile, the beavers are still working on this, which is pretty cool. Ding, dang, dong. All right. Everybody go home. Everybody go home. Oh, crap. We've got some beavers. We've got some homeless beavers. Homeless beavers, because we let our population grow so big that it actually outstripped our apartment complexes. So, now I'm going to need to figure out how to get beavers up into these. This shrub is actually now a problem. Because this is the way I would probably have gone. How to get beavers up that way. Now, I could just let beavers start settling somewhere else, but that's not fun. There's just so many things I can't build on top of. I can only make these staircases happen. Okay. I've got something like an idea. Let's see if this works. So if I put this here, and this here, and this And because I'm obsessive, that there. No. Oh, then I can't. Ah, that is underneath me. Well, let's see. So, okay, wait. We can at least get a staircase directly up. So this, okay, if we go this way, this might be our final capstone, our final story on top of this, because that doesn't give me any space to extend it to the next story. But that does mean that we only have to solve this one independently too. So let's... How can I solve this one? Again, trying to live with what I've done in the past. So, okay, so we could build this direction and then... Oh, that's silly. That's silly, but I want to. Okay. We can build out like this, right? And then... go like this? And then... This is just absurd. But I love it. This is what I love about this game, that it lets me do this kind of insane nonsense. It actually requires me to do this kind of insane nonsense. I mean, so, if I plan ahead better than this, like if I think, okay, I'm going to build a large apartment building. Let's build the foundations of this so there's room for stairs on every level. That is absolutely a thing that you can do on purpose. And you can come up with some pretty cool buildings. I did not do that with this. I instead built a bunch of random stuff around it all over the place. I don't know what this contains. This is going to contain more explosives because whatever. We want to have more... Where are explosives? There they are. Okay, we got 2 homeless beavers now, so let's definitely build this as fast as we can. And then, okay, while they're working on that, I need to seriously think about how this is going to work. So, we need to be able to build a water wheel here and a water wheel here. And to make that happen, I need to be able to build something up and over this spot or around. So I could just go around, right? I could eat into my farmland and go around it. That is the simplest answer. But when have I ever wanted to go with the simplest answer? In this case, though, it's probably best. Like, this elaborate nonsense that I did here to avoid cutting into my farmland, this is excessive. And also, it takes like 2 tiles on either side, minimum. And here, I don't have 2 tiles on this side. Without cutting into this, which I'm not doing. So, I think that my option here really is to cut into the farmland. Now, we are just about... it looks like we're doing okay with food. And we are just about to start expanding into aquatic farmland. So I think maybe costing myself just a little bit of this farmland wouldn't be nuts. I think it does mean getting rid of this. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to remove... Goes here. Need to go out and around. Ah, it's going to be so freaking wasteful. Ugh. Whatever. Okay, so we'll do that. And we'll do this. And that will clear out the plants that we need to clear out. And then I'll put a new staircase here instead of this staircase. So we can also get rid of this staircase and put some farmland there. So that's what we're going to do. Let's prioritize this up. Fallstar's asking, what's the population now? We're up at 62 beavers now. It's growing more slowly than before. Oh, wow. These beavers are working fast. Wow. They've already dealt with their homelessness problem. Okay, so we've cleared out this stuff. So now we're going to build this and these and this. And we're going to plant a crop here. And we're going to put a path here and a path here. I'm going to get rid of this path. I'm going to get rid of that path. And then this is stupid. One of these should not be a path. I'm not sure which one. One of these should be a bench. Let's make this one. No, what am I talking about? Wait, hold on. So this, you come at the end of this, and you just, both of these are unnecessary. Both of these are unnecessary. Because, yeah, you don't need to go in there at all. So let's just leave that there for now. I mean, we can definitely put something decorative there or something. We'll worry about that later. So now, we're going to build a large water wheel here and a large water wheel there. They're not perfectly even with each other. But still, that just turns this part of the river into a flurry of activity, which I just love. Like, the ant farm nature of this. Just watching little guys move around is fun. And also just watching little machines work is a huge part of what makes this fun. So let them build this. We'll let them finish the expansion to the cistern. I think that's going to be an episode. Now, while they're working on that, are there any additional... Oh, wait. I just realized I had some extra injured beavers, don't I? I've got too many injured beavers. I definitely need to come up with an injured beaver solution. So let's build some stuff there. Put some injury beds here. Because, when you're injured, you're trying to recover, you definitely want to have the sound of creaking power shafts, to sort of lull you to sleep at night. Okay, so we're in a drought, which means these have stopped working altogether, as usual. They need 80 planks each. Weirdly, we have 80 planks each. We've got that many planks. That's nuts. The main thing holding us back is we only have 4 beavers to deliver them. That actually makes me think, since we've got a bunch of unemployed beavers, maybe I should build, like, a builder's hut so I can have more builders when we need them, and like a hauling post. I think that's actually a pretty good idea. Oh, you know where I should build them? On top of the new cistern. Maybe. I don't know. At least the builders, because this is some of the big... Actually, you know what? The next big thing I'm going to build is probably going to be a levee over here. So actually, maybe I want my builder's hut to be more centrally located, so we can go both places. One question is, am I going to need more tall storage like this? Or could I build on top of this? Actually, part of me wants to build on top of these apartment complexes. Okay, one thing I definitely want to do is prioritize these guys. Let's not wait until these things are done before we deal with our injured beavers. Now we have 5 injured beavers. We're not dealing with the injured beavers fast enough. Yeah, you know what? The easiest thing to do is just to put the builder hut up here. And also the hauling post. Let's just stick them together up there. And then, and we'll make them... Oh, wait, no, not to build. We'll make them lower priority and lowest priority jobs. So that beavers will always do other things first. But when we have extra beavers, they will do these jobs. And let's actually make the builder hut high priority to build. So what are we missing? We're missing logs? Oh yeah, we are down. Okay, so logs are the things holding us back now. Okay, let's... keep transitioning to a maple economy. So just to reiterate, maple, it takes 30 days to grow and makes 8 logs. Pine takes 12 days to grow and makes 12 logs. So they've got less than half of the growing time, but only a quarter the output. And so it is more efficient to have maples. But maples take so long to grow that it's hard to get to the point where maples are providing most of your wood. Oh, looks like my chestnuts are doing great, though. In fact, now that we're retaining water here, even during a drought, we're retaining water here, we could fill this entire area with chestnuts. Though, maybe we don't... You know what, actually? This is probably too many chestnuts. We're filling up our chestnut stock. We don't need all these chestnuts. You know what we would like to do here? The beavers would be happier if we were making maple pastries. So these are our chopping maples. We don't want to turn these into pastries. But what I'm thinking is we should actually grow maples out here. And if the maples that we grow out here are not enough, we should lose some of these chestnuts and also make them maples. We'll see how the balance plays out once we get there. Because making maple pastries, like, we need to grow the maple trees before they're useful at all. Making maple pastries, I believe, involves a tapper's shack, where you can get, which lets you get sort of maple stuff out of the maples. Yeah, syrup. That's what I'm trying to get. They can get maple syrup out of the maple trees. Thank you, Fallstar. All right, so we've almost built our little medical tents. Now I've got 8 injured beavers. What the crap is going on? What are these beavers doing? I have never had so many injured beavers before. This is crazy. Okay, I mean, I guess we'll put some more... I mean, okay, so let's... Can I put an injury bed here? Yes, I can. So stick one right there. I mean, I guess I could stick one here. Let's make both of these high priority. This is just way too many injuries. Now I've got 10 injured beavers. What are they doing? What is hurting? Who is hurting my beavers? Is one of you hurting my beavers? Stop hurting my beavers. There's another spot over here I can put one. That's not one. My beavers are paining. All right. More maple. We're just going to be all maple all the time here. When I couldn't think of the word syrup and I just said maple stuff, Malator says, no, maple stuff is what they make imitation syrup out of. You don't want that. I agree. So I don't know if injured beavers, do they just chill and not do anything? Or do they, like... I don't know what they do. I mean, it looks like every beaver either has a job or is unemployed. So I'm guessing these beavers, they probably work, but maybe they just work slowly. So we now have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to have 7 beds once we're done building all of them. Yay, the drought ended. I didn't even bother. I didn't even bother with this anymore this time. Luckily, I didn't kill any crops because I haven't set up any crops up here. But next time I do, I'm going to need to pay more attention to droughts. So we planted all of our maples. Okay, all you beavers need to take a rest. Seriously. What are you even doing? Okay, we need to grow some... We need to chop some trees down. Thank you. Thank you for chopping these trees down. Okay, so we're working on finishing this. Come on, get some more logs in there. Okay, so we do have beavers resting. They're going to recover. I mean, I think they... Do they eventually recover from their injuries with or without a bed? And it just takes a long time? Or are the beds actually required? Actually, you know what I probably need? I should have built a long time ago a healer. Because I have been collecting dandelions, haven't I? Yeah, I got 50 dandelions. So let's build a healer. That takes 5 metal, which we've got. So we've unlocked the healer. Now, where do we build a healer? Oh, let's see here. Its door is on the right side. So the healer could be what we build in this spot. Yeah. Is that what we want? I think it is. Okay, so we're going to put those down there, put this here, that there, and then another staircase. This is so convoluted, but I love it. There, and then healer right there to transform dandelions into healing goop. And where are we going to put our healing goop, you ask? We're going to put that right behind the healer's shack, where the healer actually has to go a really, really long way to get it. Healing goop is going to be stored here. So there we go. Oh, hey, we've got builders. That's nice. What we don't have is logs. So, yeah, I thought my problem was builders. I made some builders, and now we don't need builders. What we need is logs. So, these maples are 40%, 33%, 50, 40. Okay, a bunch of these maples are falling behind. These ones are up in the 90s. I'm a little worried about our maple output here. It's like feast and famine with these maples. You have to have enough maple trees for them not to be feast and famine. Malator asks if my injured beavers will actually say what kind of injury they have. I think, no, they just say injured. That's all they say. Because yeah, if it said injured while doing this, injured while doing that, I might be able to be like, oh, okay, that's where it comes from. Now, I think it's probably not important. Like, I think that, I don't know. I would still do all the same stuff, right? Oh, look at this. Oh, the water here is still. Oh, because all I did was dig little low channels, but no water flows into them, but it just holds still. These are freaking useless. These are useless. They're absolute garbage. They do nothing at all. Nice. Oh, that's great. That's great. I've got decorative. I mean, that makes sense, right? I think that I just hadn't quite internalized something that actually somebody in my YouTube comments pointed this out. I mentioned this earlier on, that narrowing a channel for water to increase the speed will increase the effectiveness of water wheels. I had been thinking about the fact that what that implies is a particularly still part of a channel is a terrible place to stick a water wheel. So, it's going away. Everybody grab these logs and planks. There were a lot of them. And we don't get all of them back, but we get some of them back. And we can collect them to use to build the other stuff that we care more about. So, come over here and collect this stuff, beavers. Collect the debris. And then I think we can... Well, what we need to do is figure out what else this area is for now. There's a few different uses we can put this to. One of them is actually a beaver well-being thing that maybe we should do. It would mean cutting into a little bit more farmland. But again, that's fine. We've got... Oh, wait, no. Actually, let's not uproot this because it just matured. Let's just let's just have it no longer be a place where we're going to grow crops in the future. So some beaver needs to come and harvest this. Do we actually have room for... We don't have any room for wheat. So never mind. We've got more wheat than we need, so I'm just going to kill that. There we go. And then let's kill this. And let's extend this one step. Grab that. Extend the path. And then get rid of this path. And now we've got what it takes to place another beaver well-being thing called a Lido. Lido? I don't know. It's a swimming place. It's a place where you chill by the water and swim. And you could, it takes 4 tiles of solid ground or of platform, four tiles of something, and then 4 tiles of water. And now this is going to dry up periodically during the droughts, but that's fine. And then, actually, instead of this, I'm wondering if it might make sense to just annihilate this wheat as well and just go straight across. And, like, let's dig this up. And so I'm eating into arable land, which is traditionally not what I'm a big fan of, but what this lets us do is open up space for another Lido on this side. So there you go. Not a fan of that. Yeah, and again, we can't get to this thing yet, so let's make sure we're... Top priority is fixing the path. So let's make that happen first. Oh, we're starting to get a handful more logs than before. That's good. So Ranithcord pointed out that actually that another option that I had, if I'd want to make these water wheels work, was to basically disassemble more stuff and actually dig the entire channel deeper, and have it not just be that they're sitting in these little underwater lakes, basically. And that's true. That probably would have worked too, but I don't like doing that. So, thing is, we still definitely need to be doing more milling, because we've just got we're basically it's. I mean, we are making enough bread, but just barely enough bread. And I think that it starts dipping during the off-bread season. So I'm thinking we should probably just have another grist mill somewhere. And we could put one up here near where the engine is. Which would make sense. Question is exactly where. I mean, I guess we could just... I mean, this will be out of the way, so it's not the most efficient way to try to process stuff, but we could stick it here and then connect it to the power. Yeah, we'll connect it to the power like this. And we'll make this another wheat grist mill. And if this ends up being enough, we could eventually use this for the aquatic stuff and just use this for the wheat. Right on the court says dig behind. So he meant that we could dig behind them to let the river flow through. Yeah, so like basically this spot right here where there's ground underwater, and this spot like right here, like if we could get the water flowing through here and through here, we can make it work. But that would take more that would take a lot of destruction, and I'm still not actually sure it would have the intended effect without destroying the factories too to let more water through. So I'm not sure it would work, and because I'm not sure it would work, I'm not willing to take that destructive step to make it work. Now, there are little optimization touches I can make now. Like, for instance, I can stick that there, which means I can get rid of that path at some point. Yeah, okay, so we've got our Lidos, we've got our... Wait, what was our goal this time? What was this episode about? I've lost track. Was this the one where we were making explosives? Yes, this is the one where we were making explosives to try to dig this area out. That's right. Oh, but we're also still working on this. So yeah, so once the... And we've still... Okay, we're down to... Ooh, our population started dropping just slightly, because now we're at 61, and we were at 62 beavers before. So we're roughly maintaining... Looks like we can just get one more beaver by letting this one run a little bit longer. But yeah, we're roughly maintaining our population, either growing slowly or shrinking slowly. So this is a decent spot to be in. I just want to finish our ongoing construction projects. So I can kill this. And I can plant more potatoes here again, though it doesn't look like we really need a lot of potatoes right now. And let's just get this guy done. Because once this guy's done, we can basically get rid of this entire thing over here. And actually, it's kind of fun to delete a whole bunch of stuff at once with the game paused and then watch the water flow in. So once we've got this thing built up high enough, that's what we'll do, and that's what we'll end the episode on. Yeah, you know what? I like the Lido setup here a little bit better. And nope, we're up to 18 now, by the way. Check it out. Because, okay, they got Campfire, Rooftop Terrace. They're getting Lido. They like the Lido, but also that gives them Wet Fur, I believe. So Wet Fur went from, I think there was just one shower that was giving, I don't even remember where I built a shower. I had one shower that was giving them Wet Fur, or maybe they were just swimming sometimes for work. But now Wet Fur is much higher because they have whatever they were doing before to get wet. Plus, they've got the Lido, which gets them wet. Is this it? That's my shower. Ah, yes. Beavers are showering there. So actually, I could probably... That's what I should build here. More showers. Now, what does a shower take? Well, we're waiting for them to finish everything. I'm going to build more things. I think it takes... Yeah, I think it takes one tile of water and one tile of not water. So, let's... Oh, nope. Hold on. Here and here. And then... Let's just maximize our Wet Fur situation. You really want to get those beavers as wet as you can. Oh, by the way, Fallstar says that they like how these the beavers are swimming laps, basically. Like when they're playing in the Lido, they're just swimming back and forth, or they're like lying on their backs and sort of like kneading their little hands. You know, it's pretty adorable. Oh, hey, Shadow's Ambition. Thanks for coming in here. So Shadow's Ambition says, I've always wondered about this game. So that sounds like... Oh, wow. Okay, our beaver population is dropping further. So, yeah, we definitely need to keep that one open. Yeah, so, of course, I'm delayed. Yeah, so basically, if you're brand new to this game, Shadow's Ambition, effectively, this is a colony simulator, the kind of city builder where your people can starve. That's like the definition of colony simulator. Oh, I can fill this up more for when there's more beavers. But the whole thing takes place inside a giant fluid dynamics simulator. So you can see we've got water sourced up here that's flowing down into this cistern that I've built. And it's flowing out of these floodgates down. It's turning these water wheels. It's being pumped out for drinking water over here. And then it's flowing out of the map past this little dam that tries to retain water to keep my trees alive. And so my job here is to build a successful colony of beavers that stays alive and keeps all the beavers fed. And most of that is about managing this water. Because if this water dries up, there's drought seasons where this water stops flowing. And if I don't hold on to the water, all of the crops that are, like, you'll notice that there's green territory over here. This green territory is watered land. It's arable land. When it gets cracked, that means it's too far from the water. So if I let this water dry up during a drought, all of this turns cracked. All of these crops die, all of these trees stop growing, and everything grinds to a halt, and my beavers starve and they die of thirst. And so a lot of what I'm building is not just the town, but I'm also building the machinery and the public works that keep the water, that hold on to the water so we can use it for all of this stuff. So it's a really cool colony sim because it's got this extra thing going on. Wait, why are we... Oh, we're out of logs! Our engine can't turn because we're out of logs! Oh no! Oh no. I would love to see a display of, like, all of the... Okay, so we've got at least a row of maples that is almost ready to go. But I need to stop building so many levees. He says, realizing that actually his next plan is to build more levees. Okay, so we just need to finish this levee right here. And then we'll be done with our current plan. So Shadow's Ambition says, very interesting. I'm a bit of a survival player, so I might have to play. I like that added element. Yeah, so this is actually... There's another colony sim, which is basically, again, a colony sim set in a giant fluid dynamics simulator, and that is Oxygen Not Included. I don't know if you've ever played that one, Shadows. But it's basically the same concept, only in 2D, and Oxygen Not Included is more complex because they've got a lot of different liquids and a lot of different gases that are constantly being consumed and produced by everything that you built. And that level of complexity made it so that I loved the game up front, but I couldn't take it very far because I'm not the kind of player that can solve that level of complexity of problem. I like Timberborn because it's the same kind of challenge, but it's 3D, which is also kind of neat. It's fun. You get to sort of stack all these things on top of each other. All of the buildings, well, half the buildings that you build can stack on top of each other. These are all different buildings that I've decided to build on top of each other and build elaborate stair networks to get to them. So that part of it is really fun, coming up with the elaborate 3D stair networks to sort of like make your tall stacked up buildings work. But also, it's simple enough compared to Oxygen Not Included that I don't hit this wall where I'm just incapable of parsing what to do anymore, and I just always lose control like I do in Oxygen Not Included. You can actually, without being a freaking mega genius, you can actually build to a point of equilibrium in this game and feel like you've succeeded. Oh, I'm glad you're a fan of State of Decay, Shadow's Ambition. That makes me happy as well. And thank you for saying so. That's like, you know, a big part of what I get out of being a game developer is the fun of having people tell me what they like about my games. So Cogs is taking credit for the fact that I'm playing Timberborn right now, which is fair. He did nag me into trying it again after a few updates had hit, because I played it a long time ago for a while, and then stopped for a bit. But this is a really fun game to come back to. One that I'm also thinking of trying to go back to Against the Storm, because I had a friend who, a friend who is smarter at engineering tasks than I am, who found that this game, he would reach equilibrium with it a little bit too quickly, and he wanted something that sort of challenged him a little bit more into the end game, and he thought that Against the Storm was a good example of that. And so I'm going to probably give that one another try at some point, too. Because I played, I think, 2 episodes of it on my stream a while back, and I should go and try it again. Okay, so we're just... Okay, good. Okay, so maples finally are growing, which means we're going to get a dose of logs, which means that some of those logs are going to be consumed by my engine, but some of them are going to go to this levee. Yes, they're bringing logs up. Come on. Last piece. Let's do it. Yes! Yes! We've done it. Okay, so now we're going to waste a lot of logs because... We're going to pause the game. This is going to be the big finale, and then I've been streaming for over 3 hours. I should probably go do something else. But one of the best things about this game, and like, is, and I've watched Real Civil Engineer is a really fun YouTuber, and he plays a lot of this game. His favorite thing is to build enormous tanks of water, and then you see like the water is just sitting there. It's very translucent. It's hard to see because when you're constructing, they always turn the water translucent so that you can see everything below it. But it's just sitting there. You can see the edge of the water right here. Before I make the water flow in, I'm gonna like plan a little construction of stairs to go all the way down to the bottom so that we can collect all of these wasted resources from the demolished wall. So I'm gonna do that. And eventually we might have all kinds of things down there that we want to pick up. So I just want to make sure that's there. But let's turn on. Okay, so here we go. Now you can see it. There's the wall, the Moses-like wall of water. Let's just watch it quickly just fill in everything else. So unpause. Splash. There it goes. Okay, that wasn't as interesting as I thought it would be. Oh, but look, it's got little waves and things. And look, the floodgates stop because now it's filling with water. And look, you get a little weird wave going back and forth for a little bit. And now it's filling up. It's filling up again. And it'll start coming out of the floodgates again. Come on. Do it. Do the thing. Come out of the floodgates. There we go. So it's coming out of the floodgates, and now, yeah, so it's all full. So now we've got more water in the cistern. So next time there's a drought, and there is a drought coming, next time there's a drought, I've got a bigger tank of water that I can sploosh all over my beavers down here. So it'll be great. So yeah, I think that's that episode. We managed, we started the episode, the whole goal of this episode was to get 4 water wheels going in here. And so we like built a paper factory and an explosives factory and all the paraphernalia around those things. We built this smelter just so that it could, we could build the explosives factory faster. And we built the water wheels only to find out that that was a stupid idea and they weren't going to work. And so now we've replaced them with Lidos and the beavers are having fun. We dumped too much water out of those at once. Come on. There we go. There we go. So now our colony is going smoothly. We've actually, our population's dropping again. It's dropping a little too much. I'm going to push play on this. The population is going to be swingy, I think. Sometimes it'll be just because there's like, this game has got like baby booms basically happen, which like a bunch of babies will be born at once and then all those beavers will die at once too. And it's hard to keep track of whether your population is actually net growing or shrinking because of that spikiness. It's a little trouble to keep track of. But yeah, I think we've done this. So next episode, which is going to be a little while in the future, I want to build some aquatic plants. I want to start farming aquatic plants. And that's going to mean some major rethinking of how we're using land around here. But I think it'll be cool. I think we can come up with some fun stuff. So that's going to be our plan. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Oh, yeah. Okay. So anyway, I'm just catching up with the chat, but nobody was saying anything I need to repeat. So let's wrap this up. Thank you for coming out and hanging out with me. This has been a lot of fun. I just made, I think, 3 episodes of this in a row. So I appreciate all of you who've been hanging out in the chat, watching me play, contributing. It's been a lot of fun. So, by the way, this week, if you're watching me live, this week I've got a couple of days where I need to go into the office for like a conference basically that we're doing over there, and so that means I'm not going to be able to stream on those days. So Tuesday and Wednesday I'm not going to be able to stream this week. Of course, if you're watching this later on YouTube, this isn't going to come out for like a couple of weeks, so this is in the long past if you're watching on YouTube. In fact, if you're watching on YouTube, I should just wrap this up for you right now. So click on some things, and yeah, I guess I'll see you later.